Well, good morning, Toby. I've come to collect the bed for my lathe, and I've had to come all the way up to Leicester, and I'll show it to you. And here it is. It's all wrapped up, ready to go, and it's outside of this restoration workshop, which needs restoring itself, but I'll take you inside. Now, as we go in, what you won't believe is what you're going to see. This is in the back end of a council estate. And there is Mark Roberts, the man himself who's done the restoration. And here we've got some different machines, and it goes on and on and on. And obviously this guy is a real enthusiast for Wadkin. He's even had photographs of the factory printed and stuck up on the wall. And so we go around here and there. He's got some machine tools in the corner as well. And then he's got another section down in the back end. And this is where even more kit is hidden. Quite amazing. So this is Mark Roberts, the restorer himself. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
So what is it you've got here?
It's a Wadkin pattern maker's vice.
Come on, show us how it works.
So obviously it has huge capacity.
When you say huge, you mean huge.
Huge capacity. And it rotates. And it's supposed to tilt. Yeah. There we go. Like that.
And
so you can... it's locked. And then you can rotate it.
And can you show us the cam lock on the front?
So this bit tilts for uneven pieces. So if you've got an irregular piece of wood, you just adjust that to the correct angle and then it unclamp.
And that was known as a pattern maker's vice?
Yes. Very rare. Quite rare and really silly money.
And what sort of year would that?
They started making them in the 1920s.
So here we have a nice Wadkin wood turning lathe. And this is up at the headstock and it's all fairly normal. And then when you look down the bed, you can see how long it is. And it goes on and on and on, all the way down to the end there. That's quite a long bed. And so it's also a gap bed, but of course you can't see the gap there. And the way you get the gap is by this hand wheel here. And you'll notice that it's like trunnions going along. And so the whole bed will slide along out of the way and give you room to turn a great big bowl or whatever it was you want in the headstock. Amazing. And here we have an old bandsaw, all exposed, a boring machine, and a spindle molder with a great big spindle. Really powerful. Now a nice Wadkin saw bench, and this is one of the very early ones, and this is the first model where it's also got the sliding table. But what you notice, which is pretty horrific really, is that the balls are all exposed, ready to pick up all the resin and the dust. And on the back wall is a photograph of the Wadkin factory in full production. That was enlarged from a big photograph and printed and stuck on the wall. A little Harrison metal turning lathe. And this lathe is kind of interesting because it's a screw cutting lathe, but the screw cutting is completely different to normal. The actual headstock shaft moves and the thread is on this little thread piece here. And to engage it, you pull this up and it locks it, and the whole headstock shaft moves. And so the cutter cutting the thread stays stationary here. This moves out and it cuts it. It was for very fine threads on optical gear. Never seen one of those before. And here we have a nice little disc sander, a very early Wadkin chop saw, a piece of modern rubbish. But here you've got a big Wadkin radial arm saw, proper job. And here is the Wadkin planer thicknesser, all in good working order. So how long have you been restoring Wadkins, Mark?
Probably about 15 years, something like that.
And you're a dead enthusiast then?
Yes, definitely. But it just started as a way of getting cheap machinery, but the best machinery in the world, really.
And so you get it from eBay and auctions and stuff?
Yes, yeah. Generally, you can pick these up for scrap price, and then there's nothing comes close in quality nowadays, is there really?
Absolutely. And you get spare parts and stuff, or you get them made?
I've had things made, castings done. I've got there's a guy on YouTube called Double Boost. He makes a little bit of stuff for me.
And you can flog it all around the world if you get somebody mad keen like me to buy one of your lathes.
Yes, I've sent them to America, New Zealand, where else? Canada.
And you've also sent one to Harvey down in Cornwall, down in Surrey.
Yes.
Magic. Thank you very much for it.